Hey everyone, this is Mr. Chupi, and as you can see from the title, I'm going to be playing some Assassin's Creed Origins. Oh my. Yeah, that's right. But before that, I want to do this short introduction. And the first thing I want to say is this is not a story play, this is a chill play. So I won't be doing all that fancy editing, and a lot of the videos I'm going to be using my headphones and the microphone on my headphones instead of this beautiful little thing that I'm using right now. So if you hear the drop in audio quality, then now you know why, because I'm going to be using the headphones. And now you might be asking, Mr. Chupi, why would you do that? Well, there's two reasons. One, it's summertime and it's really hot in here, especially with my PC on. And unfortunately this microphone picks up all that noise from the fan, and so usually for story play I have to stop the fan and then just voice over while I'm editing. But since I'm gonna be doing a chill play, then I'll use the headphones, then I can leave the fan on, I'll be all nice and cool and I can play longer. It's a good thing, and overall it's gonna be a good thing for me, at least. Maybe not for you for the quality, but for me, yeah. Second reason is that the microphone kind of picks up a lot of the noise that I make when I move around and stuff. And like I said, I wanted it to be chill. I just want to relax and I just want to enjoy the game. And actually I'm trying to beat the game as soon as possible. The reason for that, it's because I'm actually going to go on vacation in about a month and a half, or at least a month and a half when I'm started recording this. I'm going to go to Egypt, and again, that's sort of the reason why I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins. I kind of want to get a bit of that Egypt feel, you know what I mean? I'm going to get some of that history inside my body. I need that history in my body. And yeah, I mean, I could watch some documentaries, I could read some books about it, but I've obviously video games are more entertaining, it'll hold my interest a lot longer. Plus, I've actually played Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2, Revelations. They're all very helpful in just knowing the general layout of those cities that they take place in. I actually learned a lot of where the famous landmarks were. I remember a few years back I went on a trip to Europe and I went to Paris, and beforehand I played Unity, and I learned pretty much where the Louvre was and compared to the Notre Dame, Luxembourg Palace was compared to the Pantheon, the Field of Mars, the Eiffel Tower. It all came naturally after playing that game. And of course, reading the codexes from the game helped me understand the history a bit better, as well as obviously reliving the moments in terms of Ubisoft's version of it. And I'm not saying Assassin's Creed Unity was a good game. Actually, I was pretty much bored most of the time, and I barely finished that game, but it did teach me a lot about Paris. The same thing happened with Assassin's Creed 2. I mean, I was younger back then, but I still remember the city of Firenze, and Venezia, and Rome. And then let's not forget about Assassin's Creed Revelations, which taught me a lot about Istanbul. I visited all these great cities in real life, and I can say with certainty that playing the Assassin's Creed games have given me a bit of a bigger appreciation for, the city, the architecture, the history, the people, the language. It's just, it does that to you. And like I like to say, I'm not a nincompoop. I understand that the cities in Assassin's Creed Origins aren't really to size compared to some of the other games, and obviously it takes place way back in history, so it modern day Egypt has no comparison to what is going to be displayed in the game. But it's still it's a still great way to learn the history, read the codexes, and just see the past glories of Egypt in a fun, entertaining, and visually stunning kind of way. So the goal is to play the tour of Egypt first, just so I can learn as much as I can beforehand, so I can appreciate the game a little bit more. Then play the main game, and then play the Curse of the Pharaohs, I believe, is the DLC. And I will not be playing the hidden ones, but that's just because I've heard very bad reviews on it. But that's my goal. That's my goal, is just get that done. Get that done and go on a trip. Yeah! Of course, I don't want to waste your guys' time, and I have very limited time of my own, so I'm gonna try to cut out some of the boring stuff out. I don't know what would be considered boring stuff out, but if there's interesting missions, if there's some good vista points, some good stunning visuals, that I'll try to keep that on. Like I said, I'm not gonna be editing too much. I just want to get it done so I can start planning for the trip. Also, for the discovery tour, I probably won't be talking too much, but that's just because I want the game to speak for itself. I want the game to teach me and to teach you guys. I mean, that's the whole point of the discovery tour. And like I said, I don't have a lot of time, and I don't want to waste you guys' time. And me just making jokes, you know, for the sake of making jokes to try to entertain, that's kind of defeats the whole purpose of the discovery tour. So we gotta learn, and we gotta appreciate. So once the audio quality goes down, then you know that you're listening to Mr. Chupi raw and uncut. Because I probably won't be beeping out any swear words if I do manage to say any swear words. Anyways, I'm taking up too much time. I want to play this game. You want to see me play this game. So let's play this. I don't know if I could swear because I can't beep it out like usual, but let's play this freaking game already. Hit it! Alright guys, here we are in Assassin's Creed Origins. Like I said in the introduction, I won't be talking too much. I just wanted to remind you guys again, this is mostly for the tours so I can learn, and you can possibly learn too. I mean, you know, learning is sometimes isn't that fun, but hey, I love history, and since I'm gonna be going to Egypt, the more the merrier, I say. Alright, start. Look at this. Look at the beauty of this game. Look at it. My friends, it's Egypt. So beautiful. Anyways, let's not waste any more time. I'm running out of time and I want to get this done. Alright, game, teach me. Teach me, I say.
Welcome to Alexandria. Planning of the city. Alexander's plan to build his great city began with a verse from Homer's Odyssey. There is, in front of Egypt, in the sea with many swells, an island called Pharos. Guided by these clues, Alexander the Great founded his future city at the western end of the Nile Delta. Though Alexander considered this location ideal for his great city, it presented considerable challenges. Too difficult to access during storms, the surrounding swamps threatened disease, and the limestone soil prevented the growth of healthy crops. However, due to the influence of his mentor Aristotle, Alexander the Great recognized that the true value was its strategic emplacement. Alexander knew that in controlling Pelusium to the east, Memphis to the south, and his crowning glory Alexandria to the west, he would create a triangular stronghold, allowing him to control the entire delta while giving him access to the Mediterranean.
As always, guys, you can pause it if you want to see at the pictures. You want to take a better look at them.
The great walls of Alexandria had a humble beginning. Lacking chalk to outline the future city's foundations, architects were forced to use flour instead. Clouds of migrating birds swept down and ate the flour, erasing the plans. This prompted Alexander to seek guidance from the oracles, who reassured him that his future city was destined to feed a large population. Excavations led by Mahmud Bey el-Falaki in the 19th century revealed that the wall enclosure measured approximately 5.2 kilometers in length and 2.2 kilometers in width. It was roughly 9 meters in height. These formidable ancient walls would resist a number of attacks, including fending off the king of Syria in 169 BCE. It wasn't until 295 CE that they eventually fell to Roman Emperor Diocletian, and this only after 8 months of relentless assault.
Hey there, buddy. How about a ride?
Alexandria's principal architect, Dinocrates, chose a Hippodamian grid plan. The grid maximized functionality, with wide, straight roads and canals running beneath them. Alexander recognized the military value of the city's design. The wide, parallel streets gave him optimal surveillance of the city, while allowing the unobstructed flow of troops. A central corridor ran from the Mediterranean's north port down to Lake Mareotis to the south. This thoroughfare acted as an unobstructed link for commercial trade and travel between the two ports. Many of the streets were bordered with grand buildings and parks, including Canopic Street, with its impressive gate bordering the eastern end.
How beautiful this city is. I mean, this is literally as close as we can get to a fantasy setting in our real world. You know, it's amazing. Beautiful stuff. I think this is why I like the antiquity times. It's just because it's so close to fantasy. It boggles the mind, and you can see where it all came from.
Alexandria was most likely built upon an already existing Egyptian village. Upon its completion, the Egyptians reviled the city, refusing to call it by its founder's name. Instead, they called it Raked, the building, as a mark of disdain, which was later Hellenized into Rakotis. Despite this, the name Alexandria would remain.
Alright, that's one tour down. I don't know about you guys, but if I had a choice, if they let me choose between, you know, living over here or over here, I'd choose over here instead. But that's if I had a choice. I mean, if they let me. If I was an Egyptian and then they'd let me, of course I would go over there, but... Come on, Egyptians, don't be jealous. Because they got a bit more style than you right now.
Whoa!
Look at that, so beautiful. So freaking beautiful.
Welcome to the Serapeum of Alexandria. In a city of numerous magnificent attractions, the Serapeum was considered to be the most beautiful temple of Alexandria.
I can see why.
Located southwest of the city on a small hill known as the Acropolis, the sanctuary was constructed during the reign of Ptolemy III, upon foundations which had existed since the reign of Ptolemy I Soter.
Now the picture, what's displayed on Ubisoft's game is not very similar. But then again, nobody, you know, no one's alive to say what it actually looked like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the documents burned or were lost to, you know, time and stuff, so no one really knows what it looks like, so I like this version better though. Just because it's nicer. I like nice. How beautiful this place is. How cool would it be to have virtual reality that lets you do that? That would be just freaking amazing.
Visitors of the Serapeum climbed 100 steps to reach the courtyard. Libraries were installed in the porticos surrounding the square building, with its roof and columns adorned with gold and gilded bronze. Pharaohs were generous to the temple, as were several Roman emperors after Egypt's conquest. An inner temple housed the statue of Serapis, dedicated to healing the sick. Since the 26th dynasty, Greeks in Egypt had gradually integrated the Egyptian cult of the Apis bull to their own rituals. With the establishment of the Ptolemaic dynasty, the cult of Apis was further integrated into Greek religion. During his rule, Ptolemy I chose to merge Egyptian and Hellenic gods into a syncretic divinity named Serapis. This name was the result of the amalgamation of Osiris and Apis. With this new deity, the Ptolemaic dynasty managed to accommodate similar belief sets for two different cultures, bringing about a new dynastic cult.
Can you imagine how many religions they came up with back then? Every time you had to combine them with a new religion and just keep mixing and swapping, and mind-boggling.
Serapis was also associated to other deities, including Asclepius, a Greek god of healing. It is possible that, as with the Serapis Temple of Canopus, the sick would visit this sanctuary, sleeping there overnight in the hopes of being healed within its hallowed halls.
Right, another one bites the dust. Dun, dun, dun. As you guys can see, it's a pretty big map with lots and lots of tours. Lots of freaking tours. My god. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hurry along. Kinda hoping to get Alexandria done by today. Oh. They're racing. So lively here.
Welcome to Introduction to Alexandria.
I'll call you Snowballs.
After conquering Egypt in 331 BCE, Alexander the Great decided to build a new city, which, as per his habit, he named after himself.
Of course.
After his death, Alexandria quickly became the capital city of the Ptolemaic kingdom and the most important city of the Greek world.
Should have just named the entire country Alexandria. What's wrong with you, Alexander? Gonna be remembered, but you only named one city after you? Come on, Snowball, let's go.
The city was built between the Mediterranean Sea and Lake Mareotis, which resulted in Alexandria becoming a crucial cultural hub and trading center.
In this picture before. Don't worry guys, I've actually stared at those pictures for a long time. It's very interesting, so if you get a chance, pause it and watch and check them out.
Sumptuous buildings could be seen wherever one turned their gaze. The royal palaces, the many temples, the gymnasium, lush public gardens, and large avenues.
I believe this is the palace. Like I said, I've seen the pictures before. I've done a few of the tours and I've just reset them. So yeah, don't be afraid to pause them if you feel I'm rushing them. It's only because I've done it before. Not all of them, just a few introduction ones.
With its incomparable beauty and advantageous geographic location,
Snowball, you're in the way.
Alexandria attracted foreigners, intellectuals, and traders. One of the most cosmopolitan cities of the ancient world, Alexandria supplanted even Athens as the most important Greek city in history.
Snowball, seriously, you're in the way. Take a better look since Snowball was in the way. Nice wares, nice wares.
Egyptian obelisks were highly prized by Roman architects. While Roman design previously favored the use of a single monument, Egyptian obelisks tended to come in pairs and were generally located at the entrance of temples. Several ancient Egyptian obelisks are still in existence today, though many are spread out across the world in locations such as Paris, Rome, New York, and London. All of this shows that Alexandria was significantly influenced by the rich past of Egypt.
And I've actually been there. I don't know if I took a exact same photo, but you know, I'm just gonna pop in a photo if I have the time and actually remember. If not, then you know, just take my word for it. I have beautiful sights.
Alexandria had several main streets. Its most famous artery was the Canopic Way. It was lined with sumptuous buildings, houses, and temples, and was roughly 8 kilometers in length. This street was one of the most important shipping entrances to Alexandria, and often hosted processions and festivals.
This picture needs more green. More plants in the middle. Kind of like this. You need that shade, man, especially in that heat.
Whoa.
Beautiful. Look at that. They told me about how they actually used to paint the statues, how they used to paint the temples, and it wasn't all just white marble and stuff. And obviously the paint has disappeared through, as time went on, but that's actually how it's supposed to look like. It wasn't just pure white.
The width of the street, 30 meters, was abnormally large even by Greek standards. This is likely because the Canopic Way was made in a short span of time and based on an urban plan, as opposed to being slowly built over time, as was usual for the era.
Look at that. Can't tell me that doesn't look like fantasy. Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
The Canopic Way originated in the Western cemeteries, skirted the gymnasium, and then exited the city to head east through massive doorways towards Canopus. This structure was known as the Canopic Door.
Right. Another one down, boys and girls.